everyone.
Good evening.
Welcome to the collaboration of City College and Lehman College CUNY Explorers program. Today we are going to do workshop number 2, choosing the right high school for me and how to choose the right one that will make you successful in the future. If you have any questions or concerns throughout the presentation that we did not address, please feel free to reach out to us through email, citycollegecunyexplorers@gmail.com, or Cunyexplorers.lehmancollege@gmail.com. So I'm going to have our presenters introduce ourselves, starting with myself. My name is Roseena Peralta. I am the campus field coordinator for City College.
Your mic, Rob.
Sorry, everybody. Again, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Roberto and I am the campus field coordinator to Lehman College.
Hi, my name is Sharela. I currently attend Lehman College. I am a visit guide there, and I'm in my 3rd year. And I'm majoring in English with a focus in creative writing.
Hello, my name is Stephanie. I am an alumni from City College. I majored in English with a concentration in language and literature, and I hope to one day be a teacher.
Hi everyone, my name is Digna. I'm in my 3rd year at City College, and I'm majoring in childhood education with a concentration in American history.
Morning, everybody. My name is Ervin. I'm a student at Lehman. I'm studying bachelor's, and this will be my final year.
Okay, so before we get started in the workshop, we would like to communicate our communication guidelines with you all. We do have a one mic, one voice policy. So when one person is talking, everyone else is listening.
We also have the mute function, so for the workshop, we will ask everyone to be on mute.
Questions or concerns? If you have any questions or concerns, please let us know via chat box and we will get back to you as soon as possible.
And last but not least, respect. We all have different opinions and answers, and that's okay. Let's always respect one another.
So really quickly, this is what today is going to be looking like. So first, we're going to start off with some rapid fire questions, see where everyone's head is at. Then we're going to go ahead and do an online quiz to see what high school fits you best. Then we're going to do a story time with the visit guide. So basically, we're going to give you a little insight of what high school was for us. And then we're going to finish it off and put everything together to see what really is a good fit for high school for you guys.
Do we have any questions or concern? Perfect.
All right, just like Sharela said, thank you so much. We are going to start with rapid fire questions. So rapid fire questions are a series of 5 questions. Follow along with us on the rapid fire game. There will be an option for multiple choice, and you guys will give us your answers via chat box, so it'll be on the right side up. And see how many you can get right, and good luck.
All right. So the first question is, we all live in New York, right? We all know how many boroughs there are. But my question to you would be, how many schools do you think there are in New York City? Okay. So the options are A, 375, B, 754, C, 550, or D, 1,023. Now, feel free to throw up your answers in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. What are the amount of high schools in New York City? All right. Like personally, I don't know. Go ahead.
Numbers are too small. New York is way too big for these little numbers.
Yo, for real. Like I don't know. Like I want to say like 1,023. Like New York is huge. Like I don't know, man. Like
there's a lot of.
I think it's B.
All right, we got a bunch of people all over. We got some people who are B, D. We got some C's. Like we got it. All right, so here I'm gonna show you the answer. How about that? All right, so it is 550 schools in New York City. So as you guys can see from this tiny little map, right? So every borough is separated by their colors, right? You have the Bronx in the top, which is that purple. You have Manhattan, which is that green. Queens, you got that yellow. Brooklyn, you got that reddish color. And then Staten Island, you got that light blue, right? So in the Bronx, we got 130. That's where I'm located. In Brooklyn, you got 150 schools. In Manhattan, you have something about 140. In Queens, you have 115. And then in Staten Island, you have something about 15 high schools. Now, please note that this is just an estimate covering all 31 districts, all right?
Okay, next question. How many specialized high schools are in New York City? Now, before we give you the options for this question, just to define specialized high school according to the Department of Education, specialized high schools are one way that New York City supports the educational needs of students who excel academically and or artistically. So that also includes English language learners and students with an IEP, which just means individualized educational plan. So, knowing the definition of a specialized high school, these are your options. A, 22 high schools, B, 15, C, 9, or D, 33.
No.
How many high schools are in New York City?
Stephanie, you're doing it again. You're lying. New York City is big. You're lying.
Yo, but see, think about this. The first
the
one,
answer is there.
like I don't know, like we thought like 1,023 for the first question. New York City's big. I don't know, man. I want to say 33 because New York City's huge, man. There has to be a bunch of specialized schools.
Yeah.
I have a couple of B's.
What about a 20?
B's?
I see a bunch of A's.
Yeah, I see a bunch of A's all over the place.
Maybe it's a trick question.
Okay,
No.
we got a couple E's. All right.
Everyone's gonna be so mad.
A few
on
C's. A few C's. All right.
I think they caught on to us.
Oh, it's going right back to A and B. It looks like. Oh, it is all over the place.
All right.
So the answer for how many specialized high schools is 9. It was C. So yes, there are 9 specialized high schools. And again, specialized high schools concentrate on a specific topic. So right now on the screen, you can see little icons. And we're going to be naming the different specialized high schools. The first one is Sharela H. LaGuardia High School of Music and Arts and Performing Arts.
Next, we have High School for Mathematics, Science, and Engineering at City College of New York.
We have Stuyvesant High School.
High School of American Studies at Lehman College.
The Bronx High School of Science.
Staten Island Technical High School.
The Brooklyn Latin School.
Brooklyn Technical High School.
And last but not least, Queens High School for the Sciences at York College. So the little icons you see next to the name of the high school is just a representation of the topic that they really focus on. So for example, LaGuardia, we have a little music note icon symbolizing that LaGuardia focuses on music and performing arts.
All right. So 550 high schools all across New York City. There's 9 specialized ones. How many of these can you actually place on your high school application? Let's see. A, 20, B, 10, C, 17, or D, 12.
I don't know about this. I don't know.
I'm getting tired of these questions.
Yo, for real, like I'm getting them wrong the entire time. Like that's not even fair anymore.
Okay,
Why
so
isn't
there's
550 an option?
Huh?
Why isn't 550 an option?
Exactly.
Imagine put every school on your application. Just write every
Like, I
one
want
of them
to
by
apply to all of
hand.
them.
Okay, so there's
Exactly.
a lot of B's and D's. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. This time, like both the first 2 times, I was like, it has to be the biggest. New York is huge. I'm gonna go on the opposite end. I'm gonna go 10. Like it has to be because like it hasn't been the biggest answer so far. Like I don't know, man. Like
You're right. The
I'm gonna
smallest.
say
Nah,
B. I'm gonna say B.
I think it's C.
You
Because
think it's
if
C?
you don't know the answer, always
Well,
And
the
C is always
top
right.
B and D.
All right, so let's see the answer, guys. So you can actually put
Darn.
12 high schools on your application. You guys are strongly encouraged to fill all of these slots out when you're putting them on your application, okay? Because when you're filling them out, you want to be able to put your reach, target, and safety schools, and we're quickly going to cover that.
All right. Thank you, Sharela. So, like Sharela said, the first one is reach and dream. So, what is a reach and a dream school? So, this is technically your dream school. It's based on your school's requirements, your test scores, your grade point average, and or your class rank are slightly below what the majority of the students are accepted in. However, it is possible for you to get in.
When applying to high school, you can also apply to a target school. So this is your gold school. Based on the school's requirement, your test scores, grade point average, and or class rank fall within the school's range.
And last but not least, we got safety. So it's based on your school's requirements. So your test scores, your grade point average, and or your class rank is mostly above the students accepted in the school. So there is a higher chance of you being accepted.
All right. So do we have any questions or concerns up to this point? I know
Yeah,
we
feel
said
free to put them in the chat.
Yeah, is it making sense for everyone so far?
Yes. Don't be afraid to ask questions, okay?
Yeah. And
I
that's
just
kind
see
of the point of
everyone
us being here too.
answer.
Like,
Yeah.
all right. So we're seeing a lot of no questions. Perfect. If you do have a question or a concern throughout any of the PowerPoint presentation, please feel free to put it in the chat and we'll definitely address it. So we're going to move on to question number 4.
All right. So you can apply to a high school through through testing, auditions. Now, what's the third one? What is the third way to apply for a high school? Let's see what you guys say.
I don't
And this
know.
one we're looking for a word. So you're just going to write the word.
Money. I was thinking the same thing. Money has to be. Has to be. The world runs on money.
Word.
Applying, money.
Applying
Everybody's with money.
You have to apply.
You know what? You know what's another possible answer? What about your location? Like, you have to live somewhere in the area, right? Like, you can't be living in California trying to apply for New York schools. Like,
I mean, wouldn't it also make sense to talk to someone about it? Like,
that's true.
if I go to the school, but
That's
what
true.
I can't figure out that word. What's that word?
Mm.
Can someone help me out?
When you're talking to someone.
Interview.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Those are the 3 ways that you can apply to a high school. So it's testing, interviews, or auditions.
Okay, so we did mention that one of the methods to apply to high school is to test. Take is the SHSAT, which just means Specialized High School Admissions Test. 8th and 9th graders can take the exam in October. The SHSAT consists of math and English. The math, it's multiple choice and word problems. For English, it consists of reading comprehension and revision / editing grammar, sentences, or paragraphs, and it's all multiple choice.
Second, we have is interview. So things to keep in mind. Schools want to get to know you as an individual. This would be the perfect time to make a good impression, and they want to see if you are a good fit student for their school community.
Third, you have auditions. Now, this is for the music, arts, and performing arts schools. They require this, but they also offer you the best opportunity to show off your abilities. Like, for example, one school that does auditions will be LaGuardia Arts.
All right, thank you, Ervin. So the last question of the day is, there are 3 things high schools will look at: grades, attendance, blank. What is the third one? So right now we provided you a little chart right there. So we have attendance, grades, and blank. So remember, hint, hint, all of these connect to each other.
Now we got behaviors, test scores, more behavior, some more behavior, some extra behaviors.
More test scores.
Like 2 test scores, behaviors just overwhelm the chat.
They all go together. So
Performance,
the one affects
scores,
attendance and grades.
records,
Performance.
academics. Oh, I like academics. That's a good answer. I like that. I like that.
The performance,
Location,
behavior.
location. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. Your grades, yeah. Let's see, some more behavior. It's like an overwhelming amount of behaviors. Like that's like a solid like 80% of the chat.
All right. So the answer is, let's go. Test scores.
Hey.
So I'm going to explain why these things connect. So when you're in, let's say when you're in 7th grade or in 8th grade, high schools want to know if you guys are attending school. After that, they want to know your grades for your classes. Then they want to know how attending school and your grades will impact your New York State exams. So all of these connect because high schools want to know that you're doing good in school.
Yeah, and really quickly before we move on, we had a question pop up. Anaya had asked, how do we know these high schools are looking for these things? So to let you know, on the high school application for the school, like on the description of the school, it tells you exactly what they they're looking for. It's like college almost. They tell you their requirements, they tell you the GPA that they're looking for, all of that. And I saw someone just said that no high school is going to take you. Let me tell you,
Bruh.
there's always a high school for you. There's always someone that wants you.
Yes.
So don't stress it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get a little bit into that. Head to the next slide. So how the right high school affects you. So this is the part of the presentation where we tell you guys about our high school experience. And these 3 high schools that you see here are the high schools that we attended. No, not all together. We all went there individually, except Digna and I. We both went to City College Academy of the Arts. Ervin attended Bronx Leadership Academy, and Stephanie attended Thurgood Marshall Academy for Learning and Social Change.
Right. So like Sharela said, I went to Bronx Leadership Academy. As you can tell, it's the fake White House looking one. It's the second option out of all 3 schools. So as you can see in the photo, it looks like a very small school. It is. It really is. So like the school is literally 2 floors. It has something about like 12 classrooms. It's so small that we don't have an auditorium and a really small lunchroom. Now, what we lose in size, we gain in things that we get to do. So like extracurricular activities. So we have like sports, clubs, music, art. We have all of these things available to us. Now, because the school is so small, we have something about like 20 students per class. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, and it's because those are normally kind of small numbers. And the reason that's good is because, at least in my opinion, this offers the opportunity for teachers to give one-on-one sessions to their students, as well as group activities. So not only you get to learn how to work in a group with your friends and stuff like that, but you also get to learn life lessons. So like, for example, one life lesson I learned from Bronx Leadership Academy is presentation. Not like your presentation, like what you do in class, but your presentation and how you look when you come out that door. So the reason I say that is because Bronx Leadership Academy had a uniform, right? And so for the boys, we had this shirt, tie, pants, shoes, right? That was our uniform. If you showed up to school not in this uniform or not presenting yourself correctly, you were sent home. And so that wasn't because Bronx Leadership Academy was an elite school or whatever the case may be, but that was because Bronx Leadership Academy, one, is a small school, and they wanted to make sure you learn how to step out that door with a certain presentation. You want to go own the world, then look like you want to own the world. Don't go out there looking like you don't want to. Like, this is the type of presentation they taught us, and that's something I highly appreciate from them to this day.
Yeah, so very similar to Ervin, my school was also very big on discipline. The only difference was that my school was a lot bigger. So with that, we had, if we wanted assistance in any class, if we wanted to know, if we wanted to get any other resources in terms of tutoring and any help with homework, we had to personally go to the teacher, like after school hours or anything like that. And then another thing different from Ervin school was that my school really pushed us to be young adults at an early age. So my high school was a middle school along with the high school. And with that, they taught us about the college experience at a very early age. So with that, once we reached high school, Digna and I were lucky enough to take college classes, right? So my school has a program known as the ECI program, otherwise known as the Early College Initiative. So what our days looked like basically was that in the morning, we would take our high school classes. In the afternoon for lunch, we would head out, go to the deli, get our chopped cheese, whatever it was. And then we will go take the 1 train to City College in 137. You guys know City College, right? So with that, Digna and I learned how to balance both high school classes and college classes at the same time, which helped us mature at a young age really well. And it also helped us to understand what colleges are looking for. Now, it wasn't, for me at least, it wasn't always the best. Like, I was never like really a straight A student all the time, you know. And Ervin and I, that's where we share very similar experiences in the simple fact that our freshman year was not our best year. So I know you guys, I see in the comment section that you guys are like doubting yourselves and wondering if a college will even accept you, or if a high school will even accept you. But just know that high schools will always give you a second chance. You know, it doesn't matter. Ervin and I, we went to 2 very strict schools, 2 schools that were very high on demand about your grades. You know, my school, it was either you had an 86 average or you weren't going on the trips. It was pretty bad, but in a good way though, right? Because with that, our freshman year, we were scared the whole time. I was scared the whole time. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to get kicked out or something, but my school ended up giving me another chance, and I ended up taking my college classes and getting enough college credits to allow me to graduate with an associate's degree and my high school diploma. So I know that you guys are we don't mean to scare you guys, you know, but it's just so that you guys know that there's always an option for you, okay?
Yeah, and think about this. Like, there's a reason why all of us are in the position where we can speak to you now. Like, we may have been scared in freshman years, but I have bad memory. And as Sharela, my coworker, she can testify how bad my memory is. And yet, I can remember all of my teachers. And the reason why is because all of them have put in the work to make me better. They didn't put in the work because they wanted to work me and like make me work a lot more. No, they put in the work because they knew that I can be something and they wanted me to work towards that. And I remember all of my teachers' names to this day because of that.
Yeah. And with this presentation, you guys are going to be able to single out which high school will give those resources to you, right? So don't doubt yourselves, okay?
Yeah.
And Sharela and Ervin are just 2 stories. There are a lot of different stories there's a lot of different stories of people who went to high school. The 2 high schools they picked were the right fit for them.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Ervin and Sharela, for your amazing stories. Right now, we're going to have a quiz. So we are not going to test you guys on what you guys just learned. This quiz is actually going to be interactive. So this quiz is what high school fits you best. So if you guys have a phone next to you, you guys could open your camera and scan the QR code, and it'll take you to menti.com. Once you go to menti.com, put in that code, and it'll be an interactive poll where I will show you guys a set of questions, and you guys will vote what is your favorite thing. So if you guys would like to take the quiz on your own, we will send this link via email to your teachers. And if you guys want to share your answers with us, we will provide we provided the email down there, Citycollegecunyexplorers.gmail.com. So I'm going to share my screen. And let me know if you guys see my screen.
So this is what the quiz will look like when we send it to your teacher. So the Menti is, we're going to show you how to go through the quiz. So a question should pop up on Menti.
Mm-hmm.
And I see some of you are starting already.
Already?
Oh.
Wow, that was quick.
Whoa. All right. So
everybody was excited to answer the questions, apparently.
all right. So as you guys saw the first question, what is your favorite subject in school? So we have math, science, English, history, art, and music. I don't know about you guys, but I really, really love music. How about you, guys?
English is the wave.
English, yes.
Nah, it cannot be English. It has to be like, I don't know. I want to do history because like the more knowledge you got, like the better you're set off. Like, I don't know, man. Like, but I love music too. I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm gonna go with music.
All right. So I'm gonna give you guys another 5 seconds to answer this question.
There's a lot of
math.
Yeah.
Ooh.
In the chat, we also have a lot of
we got
math.
some science in here. We got basketball. Man, basketball should have been a choice.
Word. My bad. I should put gym.
You know what else could have been a choice? Sleeping. Taking naps.
Ooh.
That's my favorite subject right there. That's my favorite subject. Art.
All
Ooh,
right,
we got some artists in the group.
Ooh. All right. So Stephanie, which subject won?
So we have math.
Oh wow.
Math. All right.
To be honest, actually, that's not a surprise.
So now we're gonna go to our second question. How do you cope with stress? So we have studying, art, video games, building something, singing, reading a book, and exercise.
Where's the take a nap?
Yo, for real.
All right. So
Take a nap action.
thank you, Sharela, for bringing that up. If you guys don't see your option up there, you guys could go with your second option.
See, everyone's saying eat. I agree with you.
100%.
Yes.
That's my number one class I got an A in. That's the number one class I got an A in. That's it.
Someone said crying or video games.
Video games. Yes. Yes. I'm a gamer. Like that's like bread and butter of our lives right there.
I play Animal Crossing and cry. It's okay. Yeah.
Oh, we got some people who like to read. More people video
Mhm.
games.
Beautiful. I like
Ooh,
true.
I like
All right.
that.
So, what won in the poll?
Video games.
Oh wow,
Video
that's
games?
well, we got our gamers in this. Woo!
Ooh. Alrighty. So now our third question: how do you study? So we have a little bit every night, cramming the night before, groups, and alone. So I don't know about you guys, and this might sound kind of like, but I crammed the night before. I know it sounds kind of like irresponsible, but people study differently, and I study cramming the night before, and I retain information better that way.
Mm.
So how about you guys?
I like studying alone because I have like 50 different colored pens, and if I study in group, so I like studying alone.
I know so many people who have mad color pens too. Like I ain't gonna lie.
If it's math, a little bit every night.
A little bit every night. All
For
right.
math.
I love groups because I love hanging out with my friends and we studying. Like, let's say we all have the same class. Like, that's just lit right there. Like, we just sit there and study and cram out all the things we need to do, and that's it. We done.
No, I get too excited with being with my friends, and we just started talking about everything except
everything but the textbook that we need to read.
So I study by myself with classical music. That's how I learned, and I learned that in college. That's my study.
Yeah, that's true. I learned that in college too. That
I wish I knew that
is
in high
my
school.
studies. We got
All
a lot
right,
of people.
so I'm gonna give that another 5 seconds.
We got a lot of
so
like alones and mixed around the place.
The answer alone.
I know, right?
alone.
Alone.
I just need those 4
alone?
walls.
All right. So the last question of the day: which image best describes you best? Artist, gamer, singer, writer, scientist, or engineer? Oh, and we have historian at the end.
The one with the wig.
Writer.
Come on, we
So again, we
chose
have
gaming
artist,
earlier,
artist,
guys. Come on.
Gamer.
Oh, so we have gamer, singer, writer, scientist, engineer, historian, and artist. I'll go with singer.
Yeah.
Singer? Okay. I'm gonna go gamer. I'm a gamer for life. That's it. Like,
We
Hey,
have a
I
lot of
play
people
Fortnite.
who are artists.
I play Fortnite.
Where my
although
friends
I have to do a special shout out though. I have to do a special shout out though. Like, think about this. For all the gamers, right? You need to have a good writer to have a good game. So like, we need to start there, right there. Like,
every good game starts with an amazing storyline.
exactly.
Right now we have gamer in the lead.
Hey,
Wow.
who's second place?
Right.
Okay, my writers.
So
Gamer
So
and
I'm gonna go
artist.
with
Those are the top
Oh wow,
two.
gamer and artists are in place.
This is a very creative.
Gamer, writer, yeah.
Nice.
so I'm gonna give like another like 5 seconds.
Nice.
Come on, guys, wait.
Put in your votes, hurry up.
We have a question in the chat. What games do you play?
Oh,
I
Ervin
play
T off of-
Fortnite. I play American Animal Crossing. I play Mortal Kombat 11. I play Stardew.
I play
The
Nintendo
Sims
Dogs
4.
because I'm allergic.
Yeah, I got
Oh,
Hitman,
Roblox
GTA,
too.
Horizon Zero Dawn, Fortnite. Let me see, Dauntless, Tetris. I love that Tetris. Animal Crossing.
all right. So we have gamer in the lead.
We got
Yes,
gamer.
gamer is still in the lead.
That's
All right,
what's up.
so-
All my gamers coming on deck.
So based on your answers, let's see what high school will fit you best.
Whoa,
Oh, would you look
wow.
at that? Out of all schools.
So
STEM high school.
So, based on your answers, you fit perfectly under a high school that specializes in STEM. So STEM means science, technology, engineering, and math. An example of a high school that fits under this is the High School of Math, Science, and Engineering at the City College of New York. So this high school is located in Manhattan. However, there are many schools that are specialized in STEM citywide. So remember to check your high school directory to find the STEM school near your area.
all right, guys.
And we do want to point out that all this answer was a collective of all of you answering in the poll. When you are answering the quiz by yourself, so we're going to send this exact same quiz to you. And your answer might not be a STEM school. It might be a liberal arts school. It might be a performance school. So we just wanted to walk it through with you to let you see what it looks like. Do
Just
we
to
have
give
any
you an
questions
idea.
about it?
Hint, hint, Lehman College. Hint, hint.
They
Lehman
can't go
College.
to Lehman College.
I'm just saying. We gotta promote. We
And
gotta
you can get to
promote.
Lehman College through your high school.
Yo, for real, Lehman.
Oh, City College is
Oh, we got
there.
people going to City. Look at City already got
The
like
City
people
College
going. Look at
gang.
that.
Penn
Penn
State.
State. Hey, Sharela, that was your school.
I did. I
You
got
love that school. With a pool, I think this Lehman got a pool. Promotion.
We have an Olympic high school.
Exactly, we got an Olympic-sized pool.
As a reminder, you guys, if you do want to take the quiz, again, we have it here, and we will send it to your teachers as well.
Yes.
So please, we would love to hear your answers as to what high school fits best for you. So again, we have our email down on the screen, citycollegecunyexplorers@gmail.com. So please let us know.
We hope this was fun too.
All right. So thank you guys for having that event. Now I want to talk to you guys about what is a good fit for high school and some things you want to consider, right? So when you think about high school, there's a list of things you want to consider. So the first thing on the list is distance. All right. So the thing you want to consider is how far you're going. So remember, if you guys could remember, there's a map in the beginning of the presentation that told you guys that the boroughs were separated by different colors. So let's say you're in Brooklyn, right? And you find the perfect high school. It matches everything that your parents love it, everything. Like it does everything you want it and it gives you every perk, right? But it's all the way in the Bronx, right? So think about this. If you found the perfect high school, right? But are you willing to go 2 hours in travel time, right? Are you willing to go from wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, take a train for 2 hours, just to show up there at 8 o'clock? And that's something you're doing every morning, right? From Monday to Friday, right? And on top of that, let's say they offer you some perks, like you get to play sports and stuff like that. But do you have the time to play sports? Because now you have to do a 2-hour trip back home. And then in the morning, you got to do that trip back. So you got to think about how far is the school from me and how much is it going to cost me on public transportation? Just think about these things.
Yeah. Another thing you want to keep in mind is their admission method. Do they do auditions, testing, or interviews? You want to make sure that you put your best foot forward and that you present yourself the way that you want them to get to know you. If you are into music and drama, anything of that matter, you would have to go to an audition school. If testing is your forte, you might want to consider it a school that tests. If not, interviews are always amazing, and it's a great way to get to know the school a lot better at first hand.
Attendance. So for attendance, again, like Ervin had mentioned, there are high schools that offer you the opportunity to wear uniform. So Ervin's high school, he had to wear uniform. For my high school, I had to wear uniform. And like you guys saw in the picture, it's like black and white and red. And that's your decision when you decide to go to a high school. Are you ready to have that commitment to wear the uniform? For example, in my case, for my high school, the dean would stand outside the building and he wouldn't let you into school if you didn't have the correct attire. So he would send you home, you would have to go change, and thus that would make you late to class. So it disrupts your education, it disrupts your already time that you scheduled for yourself. So that's something to take into consideration when choosing the right high school, the attendance and wardrobe.
All right, so now we have programs offered. So just like Sharela said in her story, Sharela and I actually went to City College Academy of the Arts. And this high school, I don't know about Sharela, but the reason why I picked this high school is because of the following. So when you're trying to look for a high school, make sure they have programs that you like. So early college programs, English language learners, and extracurricular activities. So to break that down, clubs, newspaper, drama, etc., sports, dance team, and tutoring. So when I went to CCAA, the reason why I chose that is because one, it offered the early college initiative, and also because I knew that I liked singing and I liked acting, I did drama club. I also played cello junior year, and that means I joined orchestra. So make sure you guys choose a high school that you know will offer. So make sure you know, like, you're going to a high school that offers what you like and what you love.
Yeah. Don't just go to it because your friend's going.
Yeah, pick something you guys want to pick.
Pick me. Nah. I did see a question about shoes referring to the uniform. For in my case, I don't know about you, Ervin, but in my high school, we did have to wear dress shoes. There were times on Fridays where we could wear sneakers, or we had field day, or we had spirit week, and we got to like dress up. But yes,
So in my school, we had something similar as well, where we had to wear shoes, but there were certain exceptions. So, like for example, if you had gym early in the morning, like your first period, then you were allowed to come to school in your gym uniform because that was just you was going straight from the door straight into the gym, like you weren't, and then from there you change into your regular clothes. But overall, our uniform was with shoes on. So, and personally, I rather have uniforms because I don't need
Yeah,
to flex about my new Jordans on everybody. Like I'm already awesome as it is. I don't need to flex on everybody on the brand new J's. Like it's just
honestly,
that simple. Like
uniform.
Visitors, we did had a few other questions. So one, I believe this one's for Ervin. Did you had a football team at your school?
in my team in Bronx Leadership Academy, we didn't have a football team. Remember, it was a very small school. We had, to be honest, we had volleyball, basketball, and a couple others that I don't remember since high school was so long ago. But those are the few that I can remember. But we didn't have football.
Yeah, basketball though.
We have basketball. We have basketball.
Everyone, I just want to jump in for a moment because one of the questions that was previous in the chat was in regards to of a specific high school, and the school was Fordham Leadership Academy. And one of the questions was, does Fordham Leadership has basketball and football? I looked in the directory. They do have basketball, but they don't have a football program. It's only because of the size. But there's another school, Fordham Prep, that's inside of Fordham University. They do happen to have a football program there.
Now, I saw on the chat there was another question about did we have part-time jobs when we were in high school? Now, for me, I did have a part-time job, but it was somewhere around the last 2 years of my high school academics where I started having a part-time job. Personally, for me, that was great because I got to buy even more J's and like take all my friends out to eat. But that was me. What about you guys?
I did.
So when go ahead, Sharela. Sorry.
You.
Oh, okay. So when I was in senior year, so my last year of high school, I actually got what's the word? Like someone recommended me at a job at Catholic Charities. So I became a fourth grade teacher. No, I became a fourth grade teacher in 11th grade for an after school program. Then I continued on that job to for senior year, and I taught. And I'm teaching first graders at an after school program. So that job actually helped me realize what I wanted to do in the future. And in college, I'm majoring in childhood education. So that's like what helped me realize that I want to become a teacher.
Yeah,
So
I had a
go back to you,
similar
Sharela.
experience too. Yeah, I had the same experience as Digna. All 4 years of high school, I was doing an internship at the New York Public Library where I tutored first and second graders. And with that, I discovered that I too wanted to be a teacher. So I'm minoring in childhood education. And not only that, but since the internship was for certain seasons, like it was only in the springtime. So with that, I did also apply to other jobs. So I worked retail for a short amount of time, all of that. So it's hard sometimes trying to find a job in college, like part-time job in high school, sorry. A part-time job in high school, but there's always a lot of internships you guys can get. That's what you're looking for.
And we see a lot of questions about asking us our opinions about what is the best school, and you're naming a few, as well as which schools have this or that. In the directory, it breaks down all of this information: how to get in, where's the school located, what kind of programs they offer, the college enrollment rate, how many students are accepted into the college from that high school. So all of this is in the directory, and we're going to be sharing one page to your teacher of everything that we're summarizing today. So that way you can go online and look at it. You can even go online after this session and you can see it on the DOE website as well.
Yeah. And it's tough to say, for you guys to ask us and be like, oh, should I go to this high school? Like at the end of the day, it's how you guys feel comfortable, what you guys want. We can only help you so much, and we're just trying to give you
Yeah.
the overall idea of what to look for.
Yeah, for the Gifted High School web, that's just things that you all should take into consideration when choosing a high school that fits you. For
Right.
example, for my high school, like I wanted it so close to home. You know, I could come home in 30 minutes. I could go to school, and I did the same thing when choosing college. So I'm more of a community-based person, but my coworkers could be differently. Maybe they like exploring. They like taking the train to somewhere else. So it just depends on you. The web we just provided are little categories that you should focus on when choosing a high school.
Right.
But remember, you're going to go to the high school. So whatever
Where-
fits you, that's the way to go.
Visit guys, we have a question about how was the food? Like what kind of food was served at your high school?
At my high school,
Ooh.
yo, we had cheeseburger and
like,
chocolate milk. I remember
Yeah.
that.
All good.
Yo, that was the
Um,
bomb, bruh.
mozzarella
yeah.
peaches, like
Mhm.
Bread.
However, the good thing about CCAA was when you started going to the college, you
we
started like getting food outside. Yeah, so I would
Oh,
get like chopped
For me until
cheese in Arizona or
yeah.
bacon, egg, and cheese.
bruh, but
Mhm.
free, nothing beats free, bruh.
Well,
Chocolate,
that's
yo,
true.
chocolate
You're
milk,
right.
yo. When
You're
we had
right.
potato
You're right.
wedges, yo, hey, yo, it used to
Little
be
peach
trades. I'll
cups,
give you 3 potato
frozen
wedges for your
treats.
chocolate milk.
You gotta
Like,
get those.
Oh, the
The
pizza.
next question we have, Visit Guide, is what time did your school start?
roughly 8
8:30.
a.m.
Uh,
Yeah, 8 a.m.
Yeah,
was, I think, the start of
8:30.
it
all
was
that.
8:15.
Yeah, something like that.
And then the
And
final
also,
question we have is why are we talking about high school now if they are in 7th grade?
I want this question.
Oh,
Go ahead.
go, go.
All right. So, okay. All right. So, a lot of the time we do get this question. Everyone is always confused as to why we're talking to them about this. But it's mainly just to prepare you. This is the whole mission that we have for CUNY navigators, right? So really it's just to prepare you and to get you guys to understand what high schools are looking for, because later on when you guys are in 10th grade or in your junior year in high school, you guys are going to start hearing a lot about college, right? So I like to think of it as middle school is the college. No, high school is my college, right? For my middle school years. And then when I'm in high school, I get to look at college. So it's all preparing you. Okay. It's best to learn now at a young age what they want and what they're looking for. So then when it's your 8th grade year, you're not confused at all. And you start to have an idea. Okay. Because if
Yeah.
you leave it for last minute, you're going to start getting confused and you're going to make a choice that you're probably not comfortable with. So it's best to start looking at your options now.
Yeah, think of it this way. If it took, right, there's 6 of us here. There's 6 presenters, right? We all digested this information to present it to you guys. So imagine if you were doing this by yourself with like 2 months left on the time and you have to read this giant book with all the books and or all the schools with everything they offer. Like you're just gonna like panic. It's just too much information. That's how we're telling you guys early, so you guys can get in the habit of going, okay, oh, I heard about this school. Let me check on that school. Oh, I heard about that school. Let me check on this one and see what you like. You know, test and thing. Have conversations with your parents about it. That's all.
Yeah.
And to wrap it up, what CUNY Explorers is that we have 7th graders visit a college campus so they can have an idea of what they like. The really cool thing about living in New York is that you get to pick your high school. So if you love math, you might want to go to a math school. What happens at the end of the 4 years and you find out math is not for you? Ervin, would you go to a math college?
No, absolutely not. I'm horrible with math. I still can't do 2 plus 2.
Exactly.
Like that's 85.
We're gonna go to the summary page.
Yeah. Oh, actually, before we go there, so I wanted to know from you guys, what is one thing you guys learned today? So it could be literally anything from me and Sharela's story. It could be something about what we spoke about recently. It can be even something about what we spoke about during the testing phase where we kind of like figured out what you guys know and how much you guys know. But throw it up in the chat. We're going to kind of try to call out a couple of them so we can kind of know what you guys learned, because that's something really important to not only to you guys, but it's something important to us because we want to know what you guys got to understand from this, you know?
Yeah.
So let's see the chat. We got, oh my God, there is so many
So
messages.
I saw one question that was asking us what we think about, what is a Union Square? We can do more research on it. If you email, our emails are going to be in the last slide. You can send us that email, and if you want us to research it, we can. Okay.
Yeah, we
Yes.
have a couple of people saying good attendance.
Very important.
Also, everybody, we have a question from during the chat. Like, what's your major? I know everybody spoke about it, or we can define what's a major.
Okay, so a major is your area of focus. It's what you go to college for, or really what your passion is. So, for example, I want to be an English teacher, so I'm currently majoring in English with a focus in creative writing and minoring in childhood education. So that all comes together to be an English teacher.
Yeah. And so just for a reminder, I'm a psychology major and busy guys jump in. What should I major?
Again,
I like how you were just like
I thought you were gonna introduce yourself. Okay. So yeah, again, my name is Stephanie. I majored in English with a concentration in language and literature.
My name is Digna. I'm studying childhood education with a concentration in American history.
Sharela?
I already said it.
Oh, you did? I didn't even hear you. But yeah, so we have some more questions up.
Yeah,
We
I had
have
someone asking if they want to be a nurse, then what should they do about that? You know, like what high school they should go to. And the thing I should say, or what we can all agree on to, is if you're focusing more on like a certain subject like math, science, go to a STEM school, you know, go to a school that specializes in that. Or if you're more focused towards the arts, go to a school that's focused on that. I'm not sure of any schools that particularly look at nursing in high school, if that makes sense, you know. But we can get back to you guys on that again. If you have any questions, we can do the research for you. However, I think that for now, you guys should just look at high schools for what they have, and then when you start applying to colleges, now that you understand the resources and know how to search for them, then when you're going to apply to college, you can see which colleges offer nursing majors. I hope that
Yeah, if anything, you could also look at the clubs or any extracurricular activities that they have at the school, at the high school. Maybe it's something that could open up the opportunity for something else. Or maybe, for example, if you want to be in nursing, they could have different programs for internships or volunteer work. It's all about connections and networking.
Yeah, it's all about connections and asking questions. So that's another thing. Don't hesitate to email any high school counselors and all of that.
Yeah, I had a question about gamers. Can we go to a gamer school? So I'll take this question and letting you guys know is there's no necessarily gamer school, you can say. Like there's no school they're gonna be like play all the video games you want. Like none of that exists, right? But think about what games has. So you have the artwork behind it, right? So you're not gonna play a game, right, that just looks horrible, right? But then you also have the storyline. Like you ain't gonna play a game that doesn't really have a good story or like a good like background to it, right? So like think about these things, and maybe this is what you want to look into. Now the final thing you want to look into is what about building the game itself? Like you have to build the coding behind this game. You have to build the features. Like remember, when you play in a video game and something don't work, that means somebody in the company has to go back on their computer and fix it up so you can play the game properly, right? When there's any glitches or mistakes, that's what the coding is for, is when you fix those mistakes. So think about those things. Don't just think about like, I want to go to a school that's just gaming. Think about what in gaming you want to do. Like, do you want to build the game? Do you want to create the game creatively, like artwork wise? Do you want to build a story behind it? What is it that you want to do? And then look into that. That's how you want to break down what you're looking for. Let's see.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to head towards the summary page.
All right.
All right, to summarize what you guys all learned today, so the first one is in New York City, there are close to 550 schools to apply to.
From those 550 schools, you can choose 12 high schools for your application. And remember to organize those 12 high schools based on dream, safety, or target schools.
There are 3 admission methods: test, interview, and audition.
And specialized high schools focus on one specific topic as well as general academic courses.
And last but not least, a good fit high school equals based on your needs as a student.
We want to thank everyone for attending this is our email, citycollegecunyexplorers@gmail.com. Or for the Lehman to Cunyexplorers.lehmancollege@gmail.com. Please make sure you provide your name, your middle school, and your teacher's name. Please feel free to follow us on Instagram, CCNY_CUNY or CUNY_Lehman College. For all of you who were writing about the different types of schools, we did see your questions and we did wrote them down, but please feel to email us so we can help you look at what schools might have what you are interested in. Do we have any questions or concerns?
Watch the chat blow up with my questions.
And that's okay.
No, Alexander, no, there's no such thing as a bad school at all.
What you may consider bad, somebody may consider great. So
yeah.
It all depends on you and your personality.
What the school got
So what's to go?
start off being a pediatrician? You can go to any school. Again, really, I think that, well, at least in my opinion, again, I think that once you start looking for colleges, that's when you can start.
You'll really get to focus, right?
Is best for you.
However, if you do want to head start on that career, you can apply to a STEM school or a school that mostly focuses on what a medical school will give to you in college.
Or how Stephanie said, look for internships and programs and within high school, or even outside of high school. You know, you don't necessarily have to go to the high school that specializes, that you don't have to try to find the needle in the haystack, right? Just make it simple for yourself and see.
Are private schools good? So that's something you want to talk about your parents about. Like, private schools are good for certain things, such as public schools are good for certain things. Everything has its good and bad, but what you like, we'd be saying this entire presentation, you want to pick something that's good for you. You know, you don't want to go to a private school if it has nothing that you want in there. So there's no reason for you to go to that school if there's nothing in their interest of you. Now, do have a conversation with your family about what that means for you and their family. Like, that's something you want to have a conversation about. Let's see.
So, a few questions. For the golf team, we'll look it up and we'll send it to your teacher. CUNY John Jay College, that is actually a college, not a high school. And they specialize in criminal justice, so the law enforcement. There are high schools that do focus on law enforcement and criminal justice, and we'll get that list to you as well. So we thank you once again for attending the workshop. We will definitely be sticking around if there's any last few minutes questions.
Yeah. But really, we really do want to extend our thank you to you guys, because you guys didn't really have to spend the entire time sitting here listening to us, and then you did. Like, so I'm really thankful for you
guys. You guys are amazing. I really love this group. You guys are really creative. A lot of engaging questions. It was beautiful. So thank you.
And good luck applying in the future.
Yes.
Y'all got this.
And remember, email us if anything.
Yes,
and follow us. You know, Lehman College. Follow us. Lehman College.
Follow City College.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
My name is Virginia Poe. I am the 8th grade counselor. And on behalf of our school, I want to thank you very much. You guys have prepared an awesome presentation for our 7th graders, rising 8th graders. And we really thank you for giving them so much information this early, which is never too early. So again, thanks a lot. Later, as we continue the school year, 8th graders will be receiving, as you said, their high school guide, and they also will be receiving more information as to how to complete the application.
Yes. Well,
again,
thank you so much.
My name is Virginia Poe, and thank you. You guys are so engaging. I was so entertained. So thanks a lot, and I learned more too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Ms. Caban, for putting this together for us. It's amazing and impressed. I really would like to continue the collaboration. And as I said, if you guys have another day to squeeze in your schedule from either the end of May or June, I'll grab it.
Yes.
Okay.
To everybody in the chat saying bye. Bye, guys. Have a safe
guys.
day. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have an amazing weekend, everybody.
So, so if you don't know what you want to do in the future, that's okay.
Yeah. Even college students sometimes don't know what they want to do.
I
okay.
didn't know when I
Yeah.
joined. Shoot.
I wanted to be a
Weird.
vet, and then
I
I'm
just
allergic
wanted to be in
all
school.
animals, so that didn't work out. It's
I
fine.
wanted to be an astronaut, and
Want to be an
then
astronaut?
you're
You
afraid
can
of
still do that. What you
yeah.
talking about? You can
I
still
want to
do
be a
that.
scientific scientist.
That's nice.
Okay.
I low key love that it's getting smaller.
Yeah.
No, for real. It went from like